You are leading a professional services firm where human capital is the primary product, and right now, a quiet panic is echoing through your corridors. The narrative that artificial intelligence will render elite knowledge workers obsolete has dominated boardrooms across the globe. You are watching competitors scramble to cut costs, assuming that algorithms will simply replace junior lawyers, financial analysts, and seasoned consultants. But adopting this defensive, cost-cutting mindset is a catastrophic strategic error that will leave your firm highly vulnerable to more aggressive market players. The reality unfolding in the most profitable firms reveals a counterintuitive truth known as the AI paradox. Instead of replacing your top talent, relentless automation actually elevates human roles, transforming your workforce from tactical executors into pure strategic advisors. When you deploy artificial intelligence to ingest massive datasets and perform exhaustive document reviews, you are not eliminating jobs. You are eliminating the friction that prevents your experts from delivering the high-value insights your clients actually pay for. Consider the aggressive moves made by industry giants like PwC, who recognized early that human augmentation is the ultimate competitive advantage. They did not deploy generative AI to downsize their tax advisory teams or strip away their core workforce. Instead, they invested heavily in proprietary platforms designed to synthesize complex regulatory frameworks and historical case data in seconds. This strategic deployment fundamentally rewired their operational model, setting a new benchmark for enterprise-level efficiency and intellectual output. Executing this level of consulting automation requires a surgical approach to your existing workflows. You must identify the high-volume, low-value processes that drain your team's cognitive bandwidth, such as initial contract analysis, due diligence data extraction, and routine compliance checks. By feeding these specific bottlenecks into large language models trained on your proprietary data, you instantly accelerate the discovery phase from weeks to mere hours, freeing your staff for higher cognitive functions. That unprecedented velocity directly translates into measurable profitability for your practice groups. A junior associate previously bogged down in thousands of pages of discovery is suddenly freed to analyze the strategic implications of the AI-generated findings. Their daily output shifts from manual data extraction to drafting sophisticated negotiation strategies, fundamentally increasing the billable value they generate per hour while simultaneously reducing burnout and turnover. This operational shift immediately redefines your firm's market position. Clients are no longer willing to pay premium hourly rates for brute force manual labor that a machine can execute flawlessly at a fraction of the cost. By embracing legal tech AI and advanced algorithmic advisory tools, you transition your pricing models toward value-based billing. You are now selling guaranteed outcomes and unparalleled strategic foresight, leaving traditional competitors trapped in an outdated, unscalable time and materials paradigm. Yet, integrating these powerful tools introduces a complex friction point regarding data security and client confidentiality. Off-the-shelf consumer models expose your proprietary insights and risk violating strict regulatory compliance standards that govern your industry. Your enterprise architecture must therefore rely on secure, ring-fenced environments where the data never leaves your corporate perimeter, ensuring absolute control over your most sensitive intellectual property. Establishing that secure infrastructure requires rigorous governance protocols and specialized private cloud deployments. You must partner with enterprise-grade providers to build isolated instances of these models, ensuring that every client document processed remains strictly confidential. This proactive defense mechanism not only satisfies stringent compliance audits, but actually becomes a powerful selling point when pitching your modernized capabilities to security-conscious Fortune 500 clients. With the security perimeter established, the internal culture of your firm must undergo a radical transformation. The resistance from senior partners who built their careers on traditional methodologies will be your most significant hurdle to widespread adoption. You must reframe the integration of these technologies not as an IT initiative, but as a mandatory evolution of the firm's core intellectual property and survival strategy. Overcoming this cultural inertia demands targeted change management and hands-on capability building across every department. You cannot simply drop a new interface onto a partner's desktop and expect immediate, enthusiastic adoption. You must design intensive, use-case-specific training programs that demonstrate exactly how the algorithm accelerates their specific deliverables, proving the immediate return on investment for their individual practice and personal compensation. The echoes of those initial adoption hurdles still resonate, but the firms that pushed through are now reaping exponential rewards. One global consultancy integrated an AI-driven knowledge management system that instantly connected consultants with the firm's entire historical archive of successful project frameworks. Instead of reinventing the wheel for every new engagement, teams could instantly pull optimized blueprints, dramatically compressing the project lifecycle and elevating the baseline quality of every deliverable. That compressed timeline allows your teams to take on significantly more concurrent engagements without increasing headcount. You are effectively decoupling revenue growth from aggressive hiring, achieving true enterprise-level scaling that was previously impossible in professional services. The margin expansion is immediate, as your existing experts handle a larger portfolio of clients, delivering superior results in half the time required by legacy workflows. Scaling at this magnitude positions your firm to aggressively capture market share from slower, legacy-bound competitors. When you can deliver a comprehensive mergers and acquisitions due diligence report in 3 days instead of 3 weeks, you dictate the pace of the market. You transition from being a mere vendor to an indispensable strategic partner, deeply embedded in your client's most critical, time-sensitive transactions. Achieving this dominance also requires rethinking how you leverage data-driven decision-making for business-to-business sales and marketing optimization. Algorithms can now analyze your customer relationship management data, macroeconomic market trends, and historical win-loss records to predict which prospective clients are most likely to require specific advisory services. This predictive capability transforms your business development from a reactive networking exercise into a highly targeted, sniper-like acquisition strategy. Deploying predictive analytics into your business development pipeline requires aligning your marketing and practice leadership seamlessly. The system flags a regulatory shift in a specific sector and instantly identifies which of your current clients are exposed to the new risks. Your partners are then armed with customized AI-generated briefing documents, allowing them to proactively reach out with a fully formed strategic solution before the client even realizes they have a problem. That proactive engagement completely changes the dynamic of the client relationship from transactional to transformational. You are no longer waiting for a request for proposal. You are actively shaping the client's strategic agenda at the board level. This elevated level of service ensures incredibly high retention rates and drives massive expansion revenue, as clients increasingly rely on your firm's augmented intelligence to navigate complex market volatility. We are moving rapidly toward a landscape where AI proficiency is the baseline requirement for entry into the elite tiers of legal and consulting services. The firms that master this integration will operate as hybrid intelligence networks, seamlessly blending massive computational power with elite human judgment. Investigating this frontier reveals that the true value lies not in the software itself, but in the synthesis of these two powerful forces. However, a dangerous misconception persists that algorithms will eventually handle the complex judgment calls and empathetic negotiations required in high-stakes advisory. Artificial intelligence is entirely devoid of emotional intelligence, ethical nuance, and the ability to read a room during a tense boardroom standoff. Relying on machines for these deeply human elements will result in catastrophic relationship failures and alienated clients who demand human accountability. Therefore, your strategic blueprint must explicitly define the boundaries of automation within your firm. The machine synthesizes the data, drafts the initial arguments, and models the financial projections with perfect accuracy. The human expert takes that raw, high-quality material and applies the crucial layers of industry context, ethical consideration, and persuasive storytelling required to actually close the deal, win the case, or navigate the crisis. This clear division of labor maximizes the unique strengths of both your technological and human assets. Your human experts, liberated from the mundane, can dedicate their energy to cultivating the deep trust and rapport that algorithms can never replicate. The quality of your client interactions skyrockets, as every meeting is focused entirely on high-level strategy rather than reviewing basic data points or correcting manual errors. A leading corporate law firm demonstrated this perfectly by automating their entire initial contract drafting process for standard commercial agreements. The technology generated flawless first drafts in minutes, allowing senior partners to spend their highly billable time negotiating the complex, bespoke clauses that actually protected their clients' most critical interests. This strategic focus resulted in a massive increase in client satisfaction and a significant reduction in malpractice risk. The lessons from that initial pilot never faded as they scaled the solution globally across all practice areas. By consistently delivering higher quality work faster and with fewer errors, they built an impenetrable brand reputation that competitors could not touch. In a saturated market, this reputation for augmented excellence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, attracting both the most lucrative clients and the top-tier human talent who want to work with the best tools available. To replicate this success, you must establish an aggressive, continuous feedback loop between your human experts and your technological infrastructure. The algorithms only improve if your top performers are constantly refining the outputs, correcting edge case errors, and feeding new strategic frameworks back into the system. This creates a proprietary intelligence flywheel that becomes impossible for competitors to replicate, securing your long-term advantage. As this flywheel accelerates, your firm's collective intelligence compounds daily, fundamentally altering your valuation. You are no longer just selling the hours of your current staff. You are monetizing the accumulated wisdom of every engagement your firm has ever executed, instantly accessible and perfectly applied to every new challenge. This is the ultimate realization of the AI paradox, transforming your firm into an unstoppable intellectual force. The future of professional services belongs to the visionaries who understand that technology does not diminish the expert, it unleashes them. By aggressively pursuing this blueprint of human augmentation, you will not just survive the current technological upheaval. You will redefine the very nature of expert advisory, scaling your firm's impact to unprecedented heights and securing absolute market dominance for decades to come.